Boom, here we go. Oracle fans, again, this is Mr. Trevino giving you another video to help you with module number 13. It looks like we are learning about triggers today, or this week. As you go through these modules again, you'll see that they are laid out in a step-by-step position so that you can actually try to get some experience at running Oracle and using Oracle as you go along. So this week again we're gonna talk about triggers. I'm going to show you, as usual, I'm going to show you the lab assignments that I've put out there, and I do that so that you can get some experience at keying, at using the Oracle SQL developer. So with that said, I'm going to go right into it. Again, go through the modules in sequence to make sure that you pick up what you need to pick up. So we're going to create triggers this week, before and after, an insert, an update, and a delete statement. You're going to know about creating triggers that can be used to make views updatable. Create triggers that fire with the DDL events, and when DDL events occur. Create compound triggers, okay? And of course we're going to use the Oracle developer to do these things. Go through this PowerPoint, and it will actually give you some examples of some of the things that some of the ways that you can use triggers. I'm not going to go through it today. Again, I don't like long videos, so I'm going to try to make this a short one. Listen to this particular video that's in this particular web page, and it explains a little more about triggers. If we were in a lecture environment, I would be using a lot of that material, and I'd actually be walking through some of the things that we go through. Okay. Also, here's the lab exercise. I believe I already have it open. So this is what you will be going over today. Also, the discussion point. Make sure you answer the discussion point, and make sure you reply to others. I know that some of you don't post until Sunday. If you don't get a post early enough, reply to one. There's 2 or 3 of you, 4 of you that are actually putting them out there early enough for others to reply. So at least reply to one other. That's why I've cut it back to 1 and not 2, because some of you do not post until Sunday, and that's not fair to the ones that actually post earlier. So that being said, we'll move right along. I'm going to go to the lab exercise here. The first one says create a trigger named products before update that checks the new value for discount % column of the tables. The trigger should be raised an appropriate error if the % is greater than 100 or less than 0. So again, I'm going to go ahead and then it says test your trigger with an appropriate update. Of course, as you know, I have already hang on a second. I have already wrote my script, have my script in Notepad, and I'm going to paste it over. That reminds me, there's a couple of you that were out there that used WordPad or something else to write your script, and then you pasted it over into SQL Developer. That's not going to work. That is not going to work because of some of the characters that are in there. So again, use Notepad if you're going to write it, or you can write it right into the DDL. Oops, what happened? Okay. So again, for this first one, write a trigger. Products before update is what we want to call it. Okay. And what it's doing is checking the percent to validate that the percent discount that you're going to use is a valid percent. So again, we're going to use the MGS, My Guitar Shop. We're going to turn the output on so we can see what's going on. We're going to create this trigger called products before update. So this is the format, and we're going to do it on the table products. So for each row that's red, if the discount percent is greater than or equal to 100, then it'll print this error. Okay, so you would have to type all this in. Again, a trigger is very much like a function or a procedure, where you actually call it up, make it run, and in certain things, but it has triggers in there for if something happens, do this, if something else happens, do that. So again, if the discount percent is less than 0, you're going to get this error. If it's less than 1, which is, remember, a percent is a decimal point, so then it would do this calculation down here. So again, these are your 3 statements, your if statements of depending on what discount percent triggers it to do. So once we've written that little routine, then we're going to actually update products with a set percent of 0.25 where the ID is number 1. So we're going to take that first record and update it to 0.25. Okay, so you see here is the products table. Product number 1 is a Fender Stratocaster. Nice guitar. I play guitar. That's a nice guitar. But anyway, it's beside the point. 20% is where it's set at right now. Okay, we got, so product number 1 is set at 20%. So we're going to go ahead and execute this particular program, and we're going to set the discount percent at 0.25, and then we're going to go look at it. Sounds good? Everybody following? If not, pause it, repeat it, start over, and listen to it again. So here we go. I'm going to execute. I'm going to execute that particular script, and then I'm going to go down here and double click on my output table so that I can see what the results were. I'm going to scroll all the way to the top because we only updated 1 record. So again, it connected to the table. It created the trigger that we named, and it updated 1 row. What row was that? The one, product number 1, with a 25%. I forgot to, I showed it to you. If you go back over here, notice that it says still 20%. Well, guess what? We got to refresh that table so we can see the latest and the greatest. So again, we'll refresh that table, and that should change to 25. Got it? Got it. So I'm going to go back to the script. I'm going to minimize this output table. I'm going to let you see the script again, how it was written, with all the if statements that it triggers on percent, discount percent. So when we actually update the products and set the percent where product ID number 1 was, it changed it to that. Okay, let's test one of these error things. Let's make the discount percent less than 100. So if is that what I want to do? Discount percent positive, must be a positive. Now let's say somebody decided they were going to try 125%, right? Okay, I'm going to go back and clear this output that we had here. Products is sitting at 25%. I'm going to try to give it 125%. I'm going to set the discount at 125%, see what kind of error it comes with. Okay, I'm going to execute this little script. I'm going to open the output tab by double clicking it. I'm going to go up here to where the error says, ooh, it says that there was an error. It says it's out of where's our statement? I don't see our statement. So script out of range. Okay, well, it did come up with an error anyway because this was the if statement kicked it out. Okay, it gave us the error that we were looking for. So again, I'm going to erase this output. I'm going to minimize the output table. So pretty much it's done. Oh, and it should not have changed because it didn't execute. So I'm going to reset, and you see it's still at 25 for the product. Okay, let's go to number 2. Let me clear this one out. I'm going to erase. Isn't that neat? And I'm going to go to number 2. As you know, I've got it hidden over here in my pocket, and I'm going to paste it in there. So again, for number 2, it says, where's number 2? Where's my shit? Number 2 says create a trigger named products before insert that inserts the current date for the date added column in the products table if the value for that column is null. Test the trigger with an appropriate insert element statement rather. So again, let's go back to SQL Developer. Here's the trigger as requested, products before insert. So before the insert on the table of products for each row, when the new date is null, then you would select the system date. That's what this is, system date, into this particular function will return that value, okay, and it will insert into products the values blah 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 blah, this particular record. Okay, so we're going to go see that record 11 for Gretsch hollow body. Ooh, nice guitar. Gretsch hollow body number 11 does not exist over here. Here is 10 records, no Gretsch guitar. Okay. Okay, got it, got it. And where's the date column? Where's the date column? Date column's at the very end. So it doesn't exist right now. So we're going to run this and insert a record. And before we do that, I'm going to, this is my cleanup statement. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna execute that. Boom, run it. Look at the output table. Boom, boom, boom. Trigger created. It's compiled also, and it checks. You know, the SQL Developer actually compiles to make sure that there's no errors in your script. So it inserted one row. Okay, and we're going to look way down here. It's actually further down. Here's number 11 with a Gretsch, I can't say it, hollow body guitar. So we now have 11, right? Let's go see. There's a product table. It still shows 10. Wonder why? Refresh. Boom. Refresh. Number 11. Had no description. Remember, we didn't give it a description. But here is what we gave it. Okay. And what kind of date did it have? April 19th. That must be today, with a list price of $99999. Got it? Got it. Okay, so I'm going to clear this out, the output out. I'm going to minimize the output by double clicking right there. Here is your table that actually works with the trigger that actually works with creating that particular insert into products. Got it? Okay, now I'm going to go clean it up right quick. I'm going to run this particular one-liner right here. I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to say delete for products where product ID is greater than 10. So I'm going to run it, just that particular line. Boom. And I'm going to go over here and check to make sure it ran. Boom. There, it's gone. Number 11 is gone. Okay, good. Now let's go to number 3. I'm going to go in and clear, erase my script. I'm going to reach into my pocket and come over here and paste the new script that addresses number 3. Number 3 says create a table named products audit. Okay, so this table should have all the columns in the product table with the exception of the description. Also, it should have an audit column for its primary key, and the date added column should be changed to the date updated. So then create a product name, create a trigger named products after update. The trigger should insert the old data about the product in the product's audit table. So again, we're creating an audit table that's actually going to record, it's going to record an audit trail for you. If you're a database administrator or you're going to be working with Oracle, this exercise will help you create tables out there that shows you where people are actually going in and changing your tables. So you can execute these triggers without them even knowing that they're in there. So then test this trigger with an appropriate update statement. So guess what? I've already written it for you. I'm going to go to here, and it asked for us to create, oh, it's the wrong one. Erase that. Boom. Reach in my pocket. Boom. And boom, there it is. Okay, so create a table. I've inserted these drop sequence and drop table in case you rerun it, because when you create it the first time, it's going to be there. The next time you run it, if you want to rerun it, you need to drop the sequence table and drop the sequence audit in the table, because those were created on your previous run, and you just need to make sure that you drop them so you can execute properly again. So again, here are here's where it created the table as instructed without the description. So everything is there. Then it's going to create the trigger called products after update. So again, we're going to on the products table after update, for each row we're going to do this. We're going to insert the products audit values, the old categories, okay, with the system date. It's going to go into this particular attribute right here, this column of this table. Got it? So again, your script is simple: to create a table and update that particular table with the old stuff. So it serves as an audit table. So then we're going to update products. We're going to set the percent value to 35%, where product is number 1. So again, I'm going to block this out. Ooh, didn't like that. Timeout. Okay, I'm going to update. I'm going to protect my cleanup that I'm going to use later so that it doesn't exist. Oh, come on. Hang on. Timeout. I lost my mouse. My mouse ran away with a spoon. Okay, so there we go. Now you can see the actual code to do this. I'm going to go ahead and execute it because I think the tape's getting too long. The VCR tape that I'm recording on is getting too long. So, okay, I ran it. I'm going to go look at the table it created. Okay, so I got an error. See, name is already used in the object. So I tested this earlier, but so anyway, I should have dropped the tables. What the heck? Let's go do it again. Okay, here we go. Boom. I'm going to open this up. Open Sesame. And here we go. We've done everything that we wanted to do. Created a table, and these are the previous errors. So, created a table, went in there and recorded today's date with each one of the records, okay? And we changed this. This was 25, remember? I'm going to refresh it. It should be 35 now because we changed it to 35. Discount percent to 35. So, but now in that other table we have when it was changed, okay? It was changed on April 16th. Got it? Got it. Okay. Again, I congratulate you upon having passed this careful scrutiny of Oracle. If you've gone this far, you've actually picked up quite a bit in a fast-paced environment. This online is fast-paced, and the fact that you don't have to come into a classroom kind of makes it even a little more relaxed for you and makes you hurry up and finish your assignments. But anyway, again, I give you these examples so that you can actually go in and program and do some learning on your own, key in on your own to actually test some of these products. As you have more time, hopefully you'll be able to go in and practice some of these. This introduction to Oracle is only the beginning. As we go in through some of these other classes, you'll do a little more advanced scripting, including creating some projects. But we can have fun at them. So, okay, so that's all I have. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to email me. If you need my help face-to-face, do not hesitate to come see me. I am in the Rita Center over on the Corinth campus. I'm here on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. So, all right, happy oracling to everybody.